Okay, good morning, everyone. So today also 2-3 examples we'll discuss. One more last example we'll discuss in pentagon pyramid. So it's a corner condition example. So a pentagonal pyramid of 25 millimeter rest being a base of 50 millimeter, a 25 millimeter and axis 50 millimeter rests on one of its corners of the base, such that the two base edges containing the corner on which it rests make equal inclinations with HP. So I have told you regarding this. This is a common sentence you're going to get for all the corner condition problem. Okay, with HP, draw the projection pyramid when the axis is inclined to HP at HP at 40 degree and appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So in this case, clearly as given appears to be. So appears to be in the sense, so directly the beta angle, that is apparent inclination, is given. No need to take the locus for this. So let me start. So yes, given the details of the pyramid, that is it is having a base side of 25 millimeter and axis height 50 millimeter he has given, and he says it is resting on one of his corners of his base on the HP. Okay, you take in the top view. So you take corner your right side and draw the pentagon, a regular pentagon you draw such that the corner should come right side of you, like that. I have drawn the regular pentagon. A, B, C, D, I have taken, and then so you bisect any two line to get the center of the pentagon. Okay, so in many cases we have discussed how to bisect any two the side. You take more than half of any one of the edges, cut an arc. So wherever this intersection point you're going to get, join it to the opposite corner, like that. Any two side, if you bisect the line and join it to the opposite corner, so those line wherever it intersects, so that is your center of your pentagon. Once you get the center of your pentagon, draw a line to all the corners of the your base of your pentagon with respect to the center point. Okay, you name this bottom the axis point as the O1 and apex point as the O. So this completes your top view. And when you want to draw the front view for this, draw the vertical projectors from all the points, 4 points like this. Next slide I'll show you. So draw the vertical projectors from all the 4 points like this till it meets the XY line. Now which is the axis line? So this is the axis line. So extend this axis line vertically, and then axis height, how much he has given? 50 millimeter. So you take 50 millimeter from here and you take it on the axis line and call this as the apex point or the vertex point O dash. Now you join this vertex or the apex with respect to all the points. Okay, like this. So it look like a triangle in the front view. Now you are looking from here for the front view. A, B, C, you can see, you cannot see D and E, which is behind of you. So that's why B and D, D and E you should write within the bracket that you cannot see. The rest of the points you can write it. Okay. So this completes your front view. Next, for the next front view, next position. So he has given the axis height is 40 millimeter. So all of you are aware of this. Every time so I'm telling this. So the base and the axis are, see, the base and axis are mutually perpendicular to each other. If the axis inclination is given, there the base inclination should be 90 minus of that. So if you consider this as the equilateral triangle, you can see here. So this is base and this is axis. So it becomes right angle triangle. So that's why. So if the axis is 40, the base should be 50. 90 minus 40. So that's why what you should do, right side on the XY line, you take any one of the point and draw the 50 degree on your left side like this. Draw a 50 degree line like this. After drawing a 50 degree line, what you have to do, you have to redraw this front view such that this base of this the triangle should come on this 50 degree line. That is the base inclination. So after drawing 50 degree line, so you call this point as the A dash point, the corner where it is resting on HP. Now you take this distance A to the C dash and D dash. Take this distance with the help of your compare A as the center, you cut this 50-degree line, you call that point as the corresponding point C dash D dash. Similarly, from A dash O1 dash you take, cut it and call it as O1 dash. A dash and B dash E dash, this distance you take from this point, you cut it on that and call that point. All the base points also you're going to get. After this, from the O1 dash, you draw a perpendicular line to this base, 90-degree line to this 50-degree line. You draw a perpendicular line. On this perpendicular line, so you take axis height, how much? 50 millimeter. From this point, you cut this the perpendicular line 50 millimeter, and that point you call it as the O dash. That is the apex point of the vertex point. Now, after getting this point, join it to all the points like this. Okay. So now, so you are redrawn. After this, so axis, this is the axis line O dash and O1 dash. You extend this line till it meets the XY line. So then, so the axis inclination you can show it. So if the base I have taken 50 millimeter, so axis inclination you have to get 40 degree. That's all. So you have redrawn this front view such that the base of this triangle should come on this the 50-degree line like this. So this completes your the front view. To get the top view, just you have to draw the vertical and horizontal projectors like this. From this front view, you have to draw the vertical projectors down like this from all the 5 points like this. So after this, so you have to draw the horizontal projectors from the previous top view one by one like this. Okay. After this, you have to coincide the corresponding points, right? A is here, A dash is here. So this is A, B is here, B dash is here, this is B, and C is here, C dash is here, this is C, D is here, D dash is here, this is D, E is here, E dash is here, this is E, and base axis point O1 is here and O1 dash is here, this is O1, and vertex point O is here, O dash is here, this is O. Okay, so after getting all these points, the base edges as well as the corners of the base edges should be joined to your vertex, correct? First you join all the base edges A, B, C, D, E, and then all the corners of the base edges you have to join it to the vertex or the apex, correct? So now you are looking from top and you have to identify the hidden edges as well as the visible edges. You are looking from the top like this. So C to D you can see, you make it very visible edge. C to E as well as D to U you can see, D to E and C to B you can see, it becomes outermost boundary line. So for solid, so couple of times I am repeating this, outermost boundary line, even if it is not seen, I cannot write it represent with the hidden edges. Okay, then we cannot call it as a solid. I cannot represent the hidden edges for this. Okay, so this is the visible edge. So always one clue I have given in the previous example, for any corner condition examples, in the second position top view, what are all the edges which are coming out from that corner we cannot see. So base edges, so A to E and A to B you cannot see. A to B and A to E you cannot see the base edges. You mark it as a hidden edges, a dotted line like this. And coming to the slant edges, you are looking from here. C to O and D to O you can see. C to O and D to O you can see. And B to O and E to O, so we can see, or it becomes the outermost boundary edges. What about A to O? Can you see this? No, you cannot see A to E. So from A to E, you draw a hidden edge like this. And axis point, you have to join at the end O dash to O1. So already hidden edge is here already. So axis representation from A to O, you can show the axis representation. So this how you have to complete the top view. Next, after this, third position, what he has given. So he has given the top view of the axis, or the axis appears to be inclined at 45 degree. If these two, the sentences, if you get in your the question, then no need to take the locus. That means he himself gives the apparent inclination or angle beta. So here directly I can take the beta angle. So the inclination, whatever with respect to VP has given, so it is not the true length, it is the apparent inclination only, it is not the true length. So that's why you take the right side on XY line, you take a 45 degree line from any point in any direction you can take, and that 45 degree line you take the apex of the pyramid O, I am taking it. Now from O to O1 you take this distance, from O to O1 you cut it. Okay, so you're going to get O to O1 here. Next O to A you cut on the same line, so you're going to get A here in the same line, 45-degree line. Okay, A, O1 and O, so all the 3 points I can. Next, extend this line. So after extending that, so from you are going to get a point here. If you extend this O1, you take this distance from O1 to here, mark it. Then this point to D and this point to C distance is same. You cut it on either side. So that means you draw a perpendicular line to this 45-degree line after getting this point. Now you take these two distances and cut it. C and D you're going to get. Okay. For E, either you can go for arc method from here to here and here to here you can cut an arc, from here to here and here to here you can cut an arc, or then you can go for the your perpendicular like box method also you can go for. How to do that? From A to this line, AB perpendicular line is there. You take the distance and cut it here. After this, you draw a perpendicular line here. That perpendicular line from here to E and this point to B distance is same. You take that distance and cut it on either. You know, even in planes also, you have redrawn the pentagon lamina the same way in whichever the method you use. So you can redraw. The only thing is the shape and size should not be changed. So without changing the hidden edges and the visible edges, you redraw it. Okay, how we have redrawn here? So the entire axis of the pyramid should lie on this 45-degree line. Like this I have redrawn. After this, you keep on draw the vertical projectors from all the points of your top view, as well as you draw the horizontal projectors from all the points of your previous front view. Now you coincide the points. A is here, A dash is here, this is A dash. B is here, B dash is here, this is B dash. C is here, C dash is here, this is C dash. D is here, D dash is here, this is D dash. E is here, E dash is here, this is E dash. O1 is here and O1 dash is here, this is O1 dash. O is here, O dash is here, this is O dash. Like this, all the points you can get it. So here also, so all the base points we should join, as well as from the corners point of all the base points should be joined to the vertex in all the views. So you are looking from here. So as I told in the pyramid, so apex you are writing always towards the XY line. For the last position, front view, the entire base you can see. The entire base you can, that's why immediately A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash and E dash you can make it a visible edge. That is we can see. And coming to the slant edges, B to O you can see. So you are looking from here, B to O you can see. B dash, O dash have joined. C to O also you can see. You can see that. D to O you can see. Yes, it becomes outermost boundary line. What about E to O? Can you see? You are looking from here. It is behind of you. That's why E dash to O dash is hidden, as well as AO also you can see. That's why A dash to O dash is hidden at this. At the end, axis line you can represent from O1 dash to O. So like this, the procedure and concept remains same. Only thing is, so I'm changing the solid. That's all. In the same similar way, so you have to complete this. This completes the orthographic projection of the pentagon pyramid resting on corner condition which he has given. Okay, this completes the pentagon pyramid. Now we will discuss two examples of the hexagon pyramid also we'll discuss. So let me start the hexagon pyramid. So hexagon pyramid, it says hexagon pyramid of 25 millimeter base side and 60 millimeter axis length rests on HP on one of its edges of base. Draw the projection of the pyramid when the axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree and VP at 30 degree. Here both the inclination whatever he has given, it is the true inclination. For the inclination with respect to VP, I need to take the locus for this. Okay, so in the example clearly as given, hexagon pyramid is there, a base 25 millimeter and axis height 60 millimeter, and it is resting on one of its base edge on HP. So you draw the regular hexagon such that the edge should come on your right side. So you know how to draw the hexagon with the help of the circle method. So you draw the edge on your right side such that you have to draw the hexagon, a regular hexagon of 25 millimeter, and name it A, B, C, D, E, F have taken. And here how to find out the center of the hexagon? You draw the diagonals, opposite the corners. So wherever it meets in a single point, that itself is your center of your hexagon. So you call the base point of the hexagon as the center point as the O1 and apex point as the O. So this completes your top view of the hexagon. Next, coming to the front view, you keep on draw the vertical projector from all the points like this till it meets the XY line. Excuse me. Then from the axis line, so this is your center line. You draw extend vertical line and axis height is given 50 millimeter. You take 50 millimeter and cut this vertical line. So wherever it cuts, that is your the axis point. So that is your the apex point, the upper the axis point, that is vertex or the apex point. After getting this O dash, so you keep on join this to all the 3 points. So here axis point, it is there from O dash to O1, but we cannot see because already the O2B or O2E edge which coincides here, that looks like a visible end. That's why I cannot show the axis point, but it is there. Even if I want to draw the axis line here, so we cannot see that. That's all. Okay, and you are looking from the front side of it. A, B, C you can see, you cannot see D, E, F. That's why D, E, F should be written within the bracket. So this completes your the initial position, that is both front view and top view two shape diagram is completed. Next, the second condition what he has given, the axis of the pyramid is inclined at 45 degree to HPSS. If the axis is inclined at 45 degree, how much it should be from with respect to base? It is 90 minus 45. So how much? The base should be inclined at 45 degree line. So what you should do, you take any one point on the right side of your XY line, you draw a 45 degree line left side of you like this. This is your 45 degree line. Now you should redraw this triangle such that the base of this triangle they coincide with should be placed on the 45 degree line. That is the base angle or the inclination whatever we have taken. So after drawing this 45 degree line base inclination, I'll call this point as the A dash and F dash. Okay. After this, I'll take this distance with the help of the compass, A dash to C dash, and I'll cut it on the 45 degree line, and I'll transfer the corresponding points here, and I'll take from A dash to B dash this distance, and I'll cut it here, and I'll transfer all the points here. After doing this, from the center point of this, that is this point, you draw a perpendicular line to this base. This is the base 45 degree line. You draw a 90 degree line like this. On this 90 degree line, you take the axis height. So axis height is 50 millimeter. You take 50 millimeter and cut it here. So that is your vertex or the apex. Now without changing anything, you keep on draw the lines, and the same drawing redrawn here such that the base should come on this the 45 degree line. After this, you extend this axis line till it meets the XY line and measure it and write it has to be 45 degree, because the axis always inclination is given with respect to axis. You have to show the axis inclination. Okay, so this completes your the front view. Now to draw the top view, just keep on draw the vertical projectors from the front view and horizontal projectors like this from the top view. Okay, after doing this, you coincide the points. A is here, A dash is here, this is A. B is here, B dash is here, this is B. C is here, C dash is here, this is C. D is here, D dash is here, this is D. E is here, E dash is here, this is E. Is F. F is here, F dash is here, this is F. Axis base point O1 is here, O1 dash is here, this is O1. Apex point O is here and O dash is here, this is O. So after identifying the points, all the base points as well as the corners of the base to the vertex or the apex, you need to join it. This is compulsorily how to remember this. You should not leave even a single line. And first you draw it all the lines with the thin line. Now you can identify which is hidden and which is the visible end. You are looking from here, the base edge CD, it is very nearer to, you can see, and D to E and C to B. You can see C to B and D to E, it becomes outermost boundary line. And you are looking from here top A to F, the edge which is resting on HP, you cannot see A to F. And also the two more edges which are coming out from that base edge which is resting, that is F to E as well as A to B. F to E as well as A to B base edge also you cannot see. So that you have to represent with the hidden edges. And coming to the slant edges. So you're looking from here, the slanted CD and CO and DO you can see. CO and DO, it is very nearer to you. You are looking from here. Okay, from top. Next B2O, E2O also you can see where is B2O and E2O, it becomes boundary line or outline edge. And what about A2O and F2O? Can you just see this? You are looking from here. You cannot see that. So that's why F2O slanted, A2O slanted, you have to make it hidden. Like this from the sketch itself, okay, you can able to judge so which is hidden edge and which is the visible edge. So after this, for the next the axis line you can represent from O to O1, so with the axis line representation. Okay, next after this, the axis is inclined at 30 degree to VP as given. So he has given the true inclination, not the apparent inclination. We need to find out the apparent inclination. Okay, so first you take any point on the XY line and draw the 30 degree line. Okay, after drawing 30 degree line, you take any one point on that 30 degree line and call it as the apex point O, which I have taken here, right? After this, you take the, because it's a true inclination, the true length should come. The true length of the axis is 50 millimeter. You take 50 millimeter true length of the axis from O as the center, you cut 30 degree line. So you will going to get somewhere else here. Now you draw a horizontal line wherever it cuts. So this is the locus line. This is the locus of the length. Okay. After drawing the locus of this, now you take the apparent length O to O1. This is the apparent length. You take this apparent from the length from the previous the top view. Now for the same center O, you cut this horizontal line or the locus line. Now you call this as the O1. This is the axis. Now you extend this O1 to O till it meets the XY line and measure the angle and show it. So this is the apparent inclination of this, the pyramid. Okay, after getting this O1 marking here, you have to redraw this the apparent shape of the pyramid such that this O1 should coincide with this O and O1. So how to do this? O1 you have, you know that. So after getting this O1, so from O1 you draw a perpendicular line here. See here, O to O1 here, perpendicular line is there. From this O1 you draw a perpendicular line which I have not shown here. And that perpendicular line O1 to E and O1 to B distance is same. You take the distance, you cut that perpendicular line. You will going to get B and E. Okay. Similarly, O1 to this dotted line distance you take from here. Okay. You take the distance, cut it here, and passing through this point, you draw a 90 degree or perpendicular line. And that perpendicular line, you take this point to the F and this point to the A, cut it on either side, call it as A and F. Similarly, you extend this axis point, that is O to O1 point, from O1 to this distance you take and cut it here. After cutting here, you draw a perpendicular line to this line. After drawing perpendicular line, this point to D and this point to C distance is same. So you take that distance and cut it on either side, you're going to get C to D. Or any other the method you want to draw with the help of the arc method also you can draw it. Only thing is you need to redraw the apparent shape of the pyramid without changing its shape and size. So after identifying all the points without changing anything, you redraw it here, including the visible edges as well as the hidden edges, axis line, everything. So this completes the top view. Now for the front view, final front view, you need to draw the vertical projectors from the top view like this, upwards from all the points. Horizontal projectors from all the points of the front view like this. After this, so we coincide the points. A is here, A dash is here, this is A dash. B is here and B dash is here, this is B dash. C is here, C dash is here, this is C dash. D is here, D dash is here, this is D dash. E is here, E dash is here, this is C dash. F is here, F dash is here, this is F dash. And base axis point, O1 is here, O1 dash is here, this is O1 dash. Apex point, O is here, O dash is here, this is O dash. So all the points you have identified. Now, so all the base corners you join it, all the base edges, and then all the corners of the base should be joined to the vertex. Okay, so since the apex you are writing towards the xy line, the entire base you can see in all the examples. Okay, that's why the base you are looking from here, the entire base of the pyramid you can see. That's why A dash, B dash, C dash, E dash, you can E dash and F dash you can make it visible edge. Now coming to the slant edges, you are looking from here, correct? B to O you can see visible edge. C to O also you can see visible edge. D to O also you can see is the outermost boundary line. And what about E to O? Can you see that? You are looking from here. So it's behind you. So that's why E dash to O dash is hidden, as well as what about F to O? Can you see that? No. So this E dash to O dash and F dash to O dash is your hidden edge. So this how you have to identify the visible edges as well as the hidden edges. Okay. So this you have to complete the orthographic projection of the hexagon pyramid, which is given in this condition. Okay. So next one more example we'll discuss hexagon pyramid only. The corner condition one example we'll discuss. Okay. So in this example, what he has given, a hexagonal pyramid of 25 millimeter base side and axis 60 millimeter length rests on HP and one of his corners of the base, such that this is a common sentence. The two base edges containing the corner on which it rests makes equal inclination with HP. Draw the projection of the pyramid when the axis of the pyramid is inclined to HP at how much? HP at 40 degree and appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degree line. That means here for the final position, the inclination with respect to VP directly has given the apparent inclination appears to be, or the top view of the axis is inclined. So these two sentences will give you the apparent inclination. So directly without taking locus, I can draw the top view, the final position. So with this information, so he has clearly mentioned that hexagon, the pyramid of base 25 millimeter, axis side 60 millimeter, rests are one of his corners. Okay, what you should do, you construct a hexagon of 25 millimeter in the top initial position, such that any one of the corners should come right side of you. Such that any one of the corners should come right side of you. You draw a circle method, you use it and construct the hexagon. After that, you keep on join the opposite corner, that is the diagonal lines. Wherever these diagonals intersect, that is your center. You call that as the O1, the base center point, and O as the apex point. So this completes your the top view. Next, to draw the front view, you keep on draw the vertical projectors from all the points like this till it meets the 45 degree XY line. After that, which is axis point, this is axis point. Extend the axis point, the vertical projector, and take axis height is 50 millimeter. You take this as the center and cut it here. Okay. So cut this. So wherever it cuts the vertical projector line, you call it as apex point. You keep on join this. Okay. Keep on join this. So you're going to get the front view. And you are looking from here for the front view. A, B, C, D point you can see. You cannot see E and F. So that's why E dash and F dash should be written within the bracket. That's all. So this completes your initial position of your the hexagon pyramid. Next, second position, what he says the axis is inclined at 40 degree. If the axis is inclined at 40 degree, the base should be 90 minus 40, that is 50 degree. You have to take the base inclination. That's why what I have done, the XY line I have taken any one of the point and I have drawn the 50 degree line on the left side of like this. After drawing this 50 degree line, so whichever the point I have taken, from there I have drawn the 50 degree line. I will call that as the corner where it is resting. Okay. After this, so I will take this all these distances from A to B, A to O1, A to E, and A to D, all these distances, and I'll cut it on this 50-degree line, and I have transferred all the points here. That's all. After doing this, you take this O1 and draw a perpendicular line or 90-degree line for this base. After drawing this 90-degree line, you take this axis length and this as the center, you cut it. You will get apex. Now you can join with respect to all the points. Now after this, you extend this axis till it cuts the XY line and write the axis inclination, because the axis inclination, so we have to represent. So this completes your the front view. So what you have done, so you have redrawn the entire front view such that the base of the this front view should come on this 50-degree line, the base inclination whatever I have taken. Okay, after this you draw the top view by drawing vertical projectors from all the points like this, one by one, and draw the horizontal projectors from all the points. Now you coincide the points. Where is A? A is here, A dash is here, this is A. B is here, B dash is here, this is B. C is here, C dash is here, this is C. D is here, D dash is here, this is D. E is here, and E dash is here, this is E. F is here, F dash is here, this is F. O1 is here, O1 dash is here, this is O1. O apex point O is here and O dash is here, this is O. So after identifying all the points, all the base corners should be joined first, and then all the corners of the base should be joined here. The vertex of the apex. So now you are looking from the top like this. You are looking. So D to C and D to E, you can see this becomes outermost boundary line. E to F as well as C to B, you can see it is also an outline of the your pyramid or boundary line, and it is true here also what I have told. For any corner condition example, in the second top view, whatever the edges which are coming out from the corner we cannot see, correct? So the corner is A, the base edges that is coming out from the the corner is AF and AB, that you cannot see from the top view. Now coming to the slant edges, you are looking from here. D to O you can see, yes. E to O and C to O also you can see, and F to O, B to O you can see it becomes outermost boundary line. A to O I cannot see, A to O I cannot see, but I cannot represent it here because already D to O visible edge is there. Even if I want to draw a dotted line, I can draw it here, but I cannot see that. Okay, A to O is also a hidden edge. So this completes the second position, top view. Now to draw the final position top view, since he has given the axis appears to be inclined at 45 degree to VP. So directly I can take that 45 degree line and I can incline the previous top view here. Don't need to take the locus. Directly he has given the apparent inclination. So take any one point on the right side of your XY line, draw the 45 degree line. After drawing 45 degree line, to take any one point on the 45 degree line, call it as apex point O. From there, on the same line, you take O to A distance, you cut it here, you call that as the A. O to O1 distance you take, call that as the, cut it here, call that as the O1, the same 45 degree line. Next O to D distance you take, the same distance you cut it here. So on A, O, O1 and D you can get it. After this C, B and E, F you should get it. How to do that? From A, this distance you take, from D this distance. These two distances are same. You can take from here to here, cut it here and draw perpendicular line. From D also same distance you take, draw perpendicular line. After taking that perpendicular line like this, from here to here, from here to B, from here to E and from here to C distances are same. So you cut it on either side of this perpendicular line. From here also cut it on either perpendicular line, you will get CB as well as E and F. Or else you can use your own arc method or any method you can use it to redraw this. So after getting all the points without changing anything, okay, so you draw the visible edges as well as the hidden edges also. So after this, so to get the front view, keep on draw the vertical projector line. Draw the vertical projector line from all the points. So like this. Draw the horizontal projectors also from the previous front view like this. Now coincide the points. So here is A is here, A dash is here, this is A dash. B is here, B dash is here, this is B dash. C is here, C dash is here, this is C dash. D is here, D dash is, where is D dash? Here, this is D dash. E is here, E dash is here, this is E dash. F is here, F dash is here, this is F dash. The base point O1 is here, and O1 dash is here, this is O1 dash. Apex point O is here, O dash is here, this is your O dash. So now, so here also it is true, since the base is towards you and apex is towards the XY line. So that's why from the front view, if you see from here, the complete base you can see. Okay, okay. So you can join this base A, B, C, D, E, F as the visible edge. After this, we come into the slant edges. So you are looking from here. So B2O you can see, make it visible edge. C2 also you can see it is very much near to you. D2O is also, you can see it becomes outermost boundary line. What about E2O? Can you see you are looking from here? No. So E dash to O dash is hidden. And also you are looking from here. F2O you cannot see. That's why F dash to O dash is hidden. As well as A to O also you can see. You cannot see. That's why A dash to O dash also it is hidden. And coming to the axis line, O1 to O dash, you represent it with the axis line representation. So this completes your this particular case where he has given a hexagon pyramid resting on corner and inclined to HP and VP. Here, almost in all the cases, I'm using the same procedure and same method. So only thing is different cases. Okay, hidden edges and the visible edges will change. So that's all. So any doubts, you can